Soundproofing on the cheap. The house was built in 1901. We're in the top floor. Originally the ceiling in this room was 2x6, and in 1968 they added a studio apartment above us which we rent. Now 2x6 across a 15-foot span isn't strong enough, so I've left the 2x6 there and I've installed new 2x12s that have correctly fixed each end, and then I've bolted the 2x6 to the 2x12 just for the sake of it. I could have taken the 2x6s out, but it was more hassle than it was worth. I've then added R30 insulation in between, so this space above us is a studio apartment. It's not outside. I don't need any air gap. I'm just literally looking to soundproof between the studio apartment we rent and our bedroom. I then fixed timber battens to the side with a 5/8 gap between the bottom of the batten and the joist, so that I can then add one layer of 5/8 fire code sheetrock in between, which will then leave me these joists flush with the sheetrock, so then I can board over the top of this. Now, yes, you can buy Soundcheck sheetrock. It's roughly $55 a sheet plus tax. I'm paying just over $10 a sheet for 5/8 fire code. 5/8 fire code is a lot denser than normal 1/2 inch sheetrock. It's got these fibres in, which you probably can't see, but it's got all these tiny little fibres in. You just see them there on the end if the camera will focus. These little fibres in here, which also gives you fire protection between us and the studio apartment above. The studio apartment above is accessed via an external staircase, so if there was a fire in this place, they can get out without coming through the house. What we're really looking for is literally just a soundproof between us and the studio apartment above. This is the cheapest way I know of doing it effectively. Now, I could go in and fill every single gap with cork or silicone on the first layer. I don't have to be super accurate on the first layer. All we're literally doing is looking to add mass to stop the sound going through. This is soundproofing on the cheap. This is the cheapest way I know of effectively cutting the sound travel between one floor and the next without going through Soundcheck board and Soundcheck silicone or adhesive. Yes, I could stick the next layer up to say putting screws in it, but again, I'm not building a recording studio. This is literally just a bedroom, so I'm going to screw the next layer up, and yes, the sound travel will go through the screws, but we're not having a disco in here. It's literally a bedroom, studio apartment above. This is exactly the same way as I did it in the bar and arcade we got in the basement, which is in my other videos if you're interested.